Hello, everyone. Welcome to TSH, Teacher Survival Hacks. Teacher Survival Hacks is a series of videos designed to help the beginning teacher with their assignment in the fall. All teachers are welcome, whether you are a veteran or a beginning teacher. You are welcome to view this series of videos. Go ahead and click the like and subscribe button if you like what I am saying in this segment of Teacher Survival Hacks. Today's video assignment, which is video segment number 8, not including my video introduction to you. Video segment number 8 has to do with personality colors. Okay, and before I get into personality colors, what I'd like to do is quickly review important aspects of my last video, which is video segment number 8, having to do with discipline. I'd like to just simply review my favorite discipline approaches. Now, every approach to discipline is not one size fit all, because you have students of varying grade levels and their personalities are not going to fit the approaches to discipline in different settings. For instance, in elementary school, you'll do a whole different set. You will employ a whole different set of discipline approaches than you would in middle school, because they have to be grade appropriate. In high school, the students are a little bit more sophisticated, and you will apply discipline approaches or approaches to discipline that are a little bit different than middle school. So it all depends, a lot depends on your demographics. Okay, so let me just review. Since I was a middle school teacher for most of my career, I'm just gonna look at it from that standpoint. Okay, and some of these approaches will apply to high school and elementary school, to be honest with you, especially upper elementary school, such as 4th and 5th grade, and the earlier grades in high school, such as 9th and 10th grade. Okay, so one of my favorite approaches, I'm going to go over these very quickly, is the stare. So if you are given instruction to your class, and one of your students interrupts you by blurting out something that they think is smart and comical, what I normally do is I just simply stop, use my power stance, and stare. Now, I am not staring over the kid. I am in their proximity, yes, but I'm not staring over the kid. I'm maybe 3 feet away from them, and I'm just staring at them. The whole class is usually quiet because they're wondering what I'm going to say or what's going to happen next. I'm staring at them. This gives me a chance to calm down and reflect on the fact that their brain is not fully developed. Okay? And their logic center is not fully developed in their brain, and they're liable to be very impulsive. Okay? And so I'm calming down. The students around them are quiet, and everybody simply knows that this is not something you do in class. Does my facial expression change? No, I'm not frowning. I'm certainly not smiling. I'm just simply staring at them. It usually works to get their attention, and everybody knows that they don't want to be placed as the center of attention when the teacher stops everything to look at them. Okay? Usually works. Not always, but it usually works. Sometimes students, they don't care if you stare at them. So my second discipline approach would be the private conference. Okay. Now this is going to steal some of your instructional time. Remember, you have instructional time, student time, personal time, and preparation time. This is going to steal some of your instructional time. So when you employ the private conference approach, make sure that you have allowed the rest of the class to be on an assignment in which they're in their groups or they're working on independent practice, and you can walk up to the student and just simply whisper to them, or you can put your hand on their desk. Don't touch them. And you can simply put their hand on their desk and just say, can you come with me? I'd like to talk to you. You take them outside. You have a conference. Your facial expression's not changed. You're not in their face. You're not yelling at them. You never yell at a student, people, because you lose your discipline right there. You don't yell at a student. You simply take them outside and you ask them, okay, so what's going on? Always give a positive in every situation, in every interaction that you are employing with a parent or a student. Always give a positive. You would say something like, you're a good student, or you can be a good student, or I know you don't really want to interrupt this class because you're a good person, and I'm just simply concerned enough to try to get to know what is going on with you. Why are you ignoring me and are bound to disrupt my class? Can you tell me what's going on? And you have the option, if the student refuses to say anything, you have the option to send the student to the counselor. If the counseling department has an agreement, you have with the rest of the teachers, you have the option to send the student to the counseling department to figure out what's really going on. Okay? This will give you a chance to calm down. This will give the student a chance to calm down. Please understand, when you take a student outside the classroom, they're going to be a little embarrassed. So the other students do not need to be hearing you yell in the hallway and scream at them in the hallway and such. Please don't demand to have the students look you in the face and look you in the eye, and you're not looking at me, and that because in some cultures that's frowned upon. Okay, depending on the student's culture. If they want to look off, let them look off. But please know that they're listening to you. If some students roll their eyes at you, please don't take it as a personal offense. And you rolling your eye, please don't do that. Because in a lot of cases, when students roll their eyes, they're simply releasing pressure. They're venting, silently venting. But please believe me, they're listening to you. Don't take it personal if a student rolls their eyes at you. Please don't take that personal, because it's not usually it's not a personal affront to you. It's their way of, it's called a defense mechanism. Okay, it's their way of actually making mental adjustments to what's going on within this situation. So if they roll their eyes, it should not be viewed as a personal affront to you. Believe me, all you want is their attention, okay, to what you're saying. Be calm, allow the student to speak. Don't start speaking, and as soon as the student starts speaking, you interrupt them. Allow them to say what they need to say. Whether you agree with them or not, just say, okay, I agree with you, or I don't agree with you. I do want you to know this is not the right way, or this is not the right thing. Please understand, this is how I feel. And I understand, and I took you out here to get the understanding of how you feel. This conference should take no more than 5 minutes. Okay? So they have taken up 5 minutes of instructional time. Open the door, let them in the door. Your facial expression still has not changed. Allow them to go back inside and sit down. or if you need to write them a pass to the counseling office, don't let people see you frowning or annoyed. Your facial expression has never changed. The only facial expression other than a blank look or a blank stare in most cases is a smile. The only other facial expression you should have in front of your students is a smile. Other than that, you have your natural expression. You're in control at all times. Okay. My next one is my next discipline approach is change your seating, the student seating assignment as needed. If the students are disruptive in one location, change their seating assignment and move them to another location. Okay? A lot of times the students will indicate where they really need to be seated in the classroom. You don't need to assign students a seat in alphabetical order. The students in time, within the first 2 weeks in time, all of the students will let you know by their actions and by their behavior, they'll let you know where they belong in the classroom. Make those seating adjustments as needed very frequently. My last discipline approach that I normally use is I call or email the parents early in the year, where the parent is still excited about school, excited about their kid being in school, and their clothes are new, their supplies are new, they're excited about their kids being back in school. They are hopeful for a better and brighter year. And at this time, you get the parents, probably get the parents' full support, because they want things to go well with their children, with the new teachers. Most parents do. And so you contact, whether by email or by phone, you contact them early in the year. And make sure when you contact the parents, you contact your parents during a situation where you want to nip things in the bud right away. What do I mean by that? Don't wait until a serious event happens in the classroom where you're contacting the parents. Something that as little as talking too much or being off task a little bit too much, and you're kind of concerned about that, go ahead and email and contact the parent. That way you're nipping things in the bud. They're probably doing performing these same behaviors in other people's class, in other teachers' classes. You are putting them on notice. You're not going to act silly in my class and cut up and laugh and joke in my class and disrupt others in my class. I'm putting you on notice by calling your parent. And when you call a parent, ask for their help and guidance first. Introduce yourself and just say, Mrs. Johnson, I really need help regarding this situation. Describe the situation in minute detail, from A to Z, in very, very minute details. Okay? Do not tell Mrs. Johnson that Paula has did this. Do not tell, I'm sorry, let me retract. Do not tell Paula that you are contacting Mrs. Johnson, okay, her parent, because Paula will have time to go home and think up an alibi, and she will poison the well. So do not tell Paula you're contacting her parents, whether by email or by phone. Don't do that. When you describe something in minute detail to the parent, now the parent has all the details. And by the time Paula gets home and it's her time to explain what's going on, if that parent catches it, if they're wise, if that parent catches a detail that's out of place that you describe, they know that their student is lying to get out of trouble. You're not the one that is in trouble. The student is the one that's in trouble. And they will bend that story to get out of being in trouble, depending on how effective the parent is. Usually it works if they know every little detail about what you are explaining to the parent. So call the parents early in the year, put the children on notice that you're not having this nonsense in your class. Yes, it may not be something serious, but that's when you want to do it. You want to nip it in the bud, you want it early, and guess what? The Paula will be talking to her friends and saying, "Oh, Mr. Ross contacted my mom," and da 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 da. Word will spread that this guy or this gal don't play. Their parents will be, and let me tell you, you will get this. So if you call early enough in the year, you will probably 90% of the time you're going to get the support from the parent. When you do email the parent, make sure you establish a parent contact folder. So when you get a response from the parent, you normally will get a response from the parent. Thank you, Mr. So-and-so. Thank you, Miss So-and-so, for letting me know about that. I will talk to so-and-so. Put that response in a folder, electronic folder, a parent folder for safekeeping. Because when you do have a subsequent parent conference later in the year, all that information is in that parent folder. You can bring it up, print it out, bring it to the conference, go over your situation with the parent, and remind Paula that she did this in your class on September 10th in your class, and this is what happened, such and such and such and such. So keep a electronic parent folder. Put those communications between you and the parent in that folder, and keep it there for safekeeping for the year. Okay? So contact parents, nip it in the bud. Sometimes it's wise, before you contact a parent, to go and do some investigating yourself. Ask the counselor to see the student's cumulative folder, what we call the cum folder. Go in there and research. A lot of times the cum folder will have the conduct grades from the previous year, and they will have, if it's a special needs students, a lot of times they had the ARD minutes on how these students normally act in class through the ARD minutes, and the corrections that they are trying to make for this student in response to their IEP. Go through the cum folder, do some research during your planning period, and make sure that you have some research. So when you do talk to the parent, you have all this in mind. You know that this child has done this before. You know that this is a pattern, okay? Your job in contacting the parent early in the year is to break the pattern of disruption in your class, okay? Let them do what they need to do in these other teachers' classes, but I am saying you need to break that pattern of disruption in your class. People, what you have to understand is this. Discipline should permeate everything you do in that classroom, every period. It's all about discipline. It's not just the simple act of writing a kid up and sending them out of class. Discipline is interwoven through your whole lesson. Your transitions that you make with the students, you have one group of students go get their supplies at one time or put away their papers one time, then you have the other group of students go put away their papers. When you're lining up for a fire drill, this half of the class lines up first, the other half of the class lines up second. They know where to go for the fire drill. You've already discussed those steps with them. All of this is discipline, steps of discipline. And when you changing seat assignments, you are constantly making adjustments to your discipline. Okay, when you change assignments. When you change seating assignments, you're constantly making adjustments in relation to your classroom discipline. It's all about discipline, people. Every day, every class period, it is the number one goal. Don't wait to write up a student and say, oh, this is my discipline. No, it's the things you do, it's how you control yourself in relation to your students, it's all about discipline. That's what you're doing. Discipline is really 80% of classroom instruction, is how you control the kids, how you time your assignments, how you change your assignments. If one class is acting out that day, because there's some days there's like a full moon out, and sixth period may be acting like clowns that day. They don't normally act like this, but there's an activity that you have had planned for them, and they're acting out that day because it's a full moon or something. You simply can change that assignment to a seat work assignment, and they can't do the activities that the other classes have done because you are controlling discipline. You are preventing those kids from being written up. Okay? All right. Now let's go to the personality of colors. The personality of colors, there are 4 main colors in relation to personality. The first personality of color, or color personality, is gold. Gold people are very detail oriented. They're very rule oriented. They're planners. Everything has to be in a proper logical order. Okay? They do not accept things that are done off the cuff. Most of these people are not very flexible as far as things are concerned. Their roles, the teachers, the roles in the classroom are everything is very structured in their classroom. Okay? Their personal effects are very organized. Their classroom is very organized. The way they go about and approach things in life is very organized. Everything is very structured in their class. They do, and they plan in minute detail in almost everything they do. A lot of math teachers are like this, and some science teachers are like this. Minute detail. Your next personality color would be your orange personality. This is almost the complete opposite of a gold personality. Orange personality people are playful and spontaneous. They are very creative, by the way. Very creative, but they're playful and spontaneous. They don't adhere to deadlines very well. These are the students that don't turn in their work on time. They're, it's just like, okay, I'll get it whenever, A lot of teachers that are orange personalities, you might see them with bean bags in the room where the students are laying across the floor reading their books or whatever. A lot of elective teachers are like that. The drama teacher, the choir teacher, the orchestra teacher, they're very playful and very spontaneous. These people crave spontaneity, okay? Everything, we'll just do things on the whim. That's fine. Life is like that. Let's just do it on the whim, Special needs kids don't do that well in these classes because special needs kids, they love consistency. Everything has to have a consistency to it. They don't have these people usually don't have an established routine like the gold people do, and they struggle because the special need kids are trying to follow along with the spontaneity of the orange people. Because an orange person might say, I'm just tired of doing it. Let's just do something else. Why don't y'all just get in groups and describe how you feel today? It can be anything. Anything happens in this class. Is there something wrong with these people? No. It's just that's the way their focus in life is just very free. Okay? The next group of people are the green people. Okay? These people are extremely innovative, but they're very focused on their projects. These are the mavericks in life. Okay? They can care less what the other part of the world is doing as long as they're focused on their project and as long as they are providing innovation and creativity to their world. They don't care about anybody else. They're very objective oriented. They crave creativity. They're extremely logical. They follow a logical sequence in life, and that's their world. Okay, and if they disagree with what's going on in the school as far as some things are concerned, a lot of times they'll just say, hey, this is my world. I close my door. I'm going to teach. This is my world. I really don't care about what you other people think. For the most part, not always, for the most part. Now, a lot of these people are science teachers, okay? And some of these teachers are math teachers, okay? They see world according to what they are working on and their interests and their goals, okay? Are they selfish? No. They're just very creative. And their whole focus, they're very myopic. Their whole focus is on what they're working on. And last but not least are the blue people. The blue people are your pleasers and they're helpers, and they care about emotion. They're very emotional. They are energetic, and they crave harmony. Okay? They want everyone to get along. Let's have a group hug. If they're very intuitive, because if they see, they're looking at you and they say, Mr. Johnson, are you okay today? You don't look so well today. Are you okay? Is there anything that I can do for you? And these are the ones that normally volunteer if a student's having trouble. These people are the ones that are volunteering to help students that are in need. They're the ones, if you have a certain food drive or community drive or something, hey, I'm there. These are these people. They're there to volunteer whatever is needed. They want harmony. They want peace. They want love. They want everyone to feel good. They are there to help you. Okay? A lot of nurses are like that outside of the classroom. A lot of elective teachers are like this, and a lot of ELA, English Language Arts teachers they have the blue personality, okay? They're all about love and harmony and closeness and getting those feelings out, making sure that you are okay, okay? So these are the healers of the world, okay? So why am I going through these personality colors? It's because it will affect how they work in groups. If you people put these people in groups, the orange people are going to annoy the gold people. They're going to annoy them to no end, okay? The green people are going to annoy the blue people, because green people don't want to have nothing to do. They're working on their part of the project. They don't want closeness and harmony. They just want to deal with their part of the project, get it done, be creative and get it done. So their personalities, the way they interact according to their color, will have some effect on the harmony of their groups, okay? So I just want you to be aware that each child, as you know, has their own personality. Each group will have their own personality. Each grade level will have their own personality. Challenging grade level, the bad kids, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th graders are the good class. Each class period will have their own personality. Second period is really good for you. Fourth period, kind of challenging. 6th period, clowns, So as a teacher, you're going to have to learn all these interactions, all these personality interactions, in order to be able to apply your discipline approaches effectively. So this is why I'm pointing out this to you. It's going to take you a while to learn this from your students. All teachers, it's going to take you a while to learn this about your classes. about the grade levels, about your individual students. It's going to take you a while, but once you learn them, you'll be a more effective disciplinarian, because believe me, discipline is all a part of your life in school. It's what you do in class each day. It's the adjustments you make in class each day. Okay? So it's time for me to come to an end. So thank you for listening. Go ahead and click the like and subscribe button if you like what I'm saying to you today. So I am thanking you for this time. Until next time, we'll be seeing you.